Good evening, everyone. My name is Erica Brown, and I'm going to be discussing some interesting facts about the opioid epidemic, which is the topic of my final paper. The opioid epidemic speaks about addiction. The definition of addiction is it is the term that is used that means the compulsive psychological need for and use of a habit forming substance such as nicotine or heroin that is characterized by tolerance and well defined physiological symptoms upon withdrawal is the the symptoms basically of withdrawal. The social issue speaks about drug addiction, and this is considered to be an illness when the client is unable to control his or her addiction. The drugs misuse of opioids is among the 25th leading cause of risk mortality worldwide. And in 2010, this was the leading cause of around 16,500 deaths out of 40,000 overdose deaths. And that's for all drugs, not just the opioids. In New Jersey and Pennsylvania, there has been an increased death rate from 2014 through 2017, which is the steeper period of opioid deaths. That increase went from 114% to 102% throughout those 3 year periods. And in 2017, West Virginia, Ohio, and Pennsylvania lost the greatest rates of people, more than double the national average. In Michigan, 55 of 57 rural counties lacked an opioid specialty, clinic. Medication assisted treatment with medications like methadone and Narcan combined with psychosocial services will assist a patient that is dealing with the opioid crisis. Social workers in non specialty settings, such as community mental health clinics and primary care physician offices, can advocate for practitioners to get the buprenorphine waivers to help deliver supports to help increase the feasibility that practitioners can take on patients in their setting, such as the agency setting. Social workers can intervene by getting access to Narcan, and they can also promote the education or in educating patients about Narcan and to provide training to administer this Narcan with social workers and the patient or client. Social workers can also assist clients with getting peer support recovery specialists to assist them with their recovery process. Healthcare plays an important role for treatment and the prevention of the opioid addiction, but resources are limited in rural areas. On April the 25th of 2017, President Donald Trump sent an executive order that showed the findings from the in, interagency task force on agriculture and rural prosperity, with over 100 recommendations for the federal government to consider in order to assist to improve life in rural America. The USDA, National Institute of Food and Agriculture, in November 2018 was awarded $2.8 million in grants to support rural health. The rural community at this point in time has an increase of the opioid crisis or epidemic. The resources that are needed to assist with treatment and also treatment facilities in general are limited in the rural community. This can actually be a bad thing in the terms of how clients receive assistance to try to recover from their addiction issues. But at the same time, this can also be helpful for social workers to try to advocate for the patient or the client and to try to improve policies and programs through the governmental level to try to get the proper treatment facilities that are needed. Clients do have to travel to urbanized or metropolitan areas if they are needing treatment, if they are not able to receive treatment in their community. The only bad thing about that is a lot of clients or patients that live in rural communities may not have the access to transportation to travel to the urbanized or metropolitan areas to get the treatment that is needed. This could actually cause an increase of addiction, not only in the addiction process and the addiction itself, but it could also cause an increase of the mortality rate that is projected to happen in rural communities from the opioid and really any drug addiction issue. The urbanized or metropolitan communities actually have a advantage over rural communities because patients and clients are able to receive the assistance and medication that is needed to help with treatment. And also they are able to receive psychosocial services such as seeing a psychiatrist on a monthly, daily, weekly basis or however long they need to see that person, as well as receiving psychosocial therapy or talk therapy to assist them with getting the addiction part or the psychological part of addiction straightened out to assist them to make better choices, to find sponsors, to find NA or AA groups and support groups to try to assist them with their recovery process as well. Well, I don't want to take up too much time. I'm actually over my time limit at this point in time, but this is actually the topic that I will be doing my final paper on. I do hope that you found this presentation to be interesting, and I hope all of you have a great rest of the semester, and I hope to meet you all one day in the future in the field. Thank you.